especially when you know you're flying and you hit all your shifts right.
Cycle 19666 on course.
You challenge yourself, you challenge your machine. I grew up in the country in Wisconsin, and we were just around things, all things motorized. My dad rode Harleys, and I have great early memories of hearing him come down the road. My parents were divorced when I was pretty young, so if I wanted to spend time with him, I would hang out in the garage, and not always right there in there with him because I didn't want to bug him, but I would stand by the door and watch what he was doing. And he raced dirt tracks, so I have lots of memories of hanging out in the pits on Friday night and watching from the stands and watching my mom even race his car one time on a powder puff race. I had a little Suzuki 175. That's what I kind of grew up on. A lot of my friends had sport bikes in high school, but I kind of already knew about my need for speed, let's say, because I like to race people in my car and stuff. One of the things I appreciated about growing up was my parents never told me I couldn't do something because I was a girl. Like, there wasn't any of those lines. So I think it was only natural that, my daughters were the same way. And we were in Wisconsin, and I got them a little Honda Trail 50. They were 5 and 8. Carly always looked up to Erica as her big sister, and she would just get on the back and hang on to her. And next thing you know, they're coming by, standing on the seat or doing little poses, and just had so much fun with it. It was just fun to watch, and then to watch them kind of take it on as their own.
I've always drove Carly around. I used to stick her when I was riding four-wheeler. I used to stick her in a duffel bag on the back just to get her town to town because it was illegal for me to have more than one passenger. And then I obviously got my license a lot sooner than she did, so she was always riding on the back for a while until she finally got her own.
Well, let's call it divine intervention. Landed the girls and I here in South Dakota. Brian was just my friend then. Started working at his shop to help him out, and I wasn't there very long before they got asked to do the Discovery Channel Biker Build-Off. Well, he'd been asked before and turned it down.
We were in a 700 square foot single car garage with no sign on the door behind a hair salon. And I got a call from Hugh King at Discovery, and he said, "Hey, I want you to do a show. Saw your bike on the cover of this magazine." And I said, there's no room to even move your cameras around. You don't understand. Like, I have to roll bikes outside every day just to work. I have to pull the lifts back away from the walls. Then at the end of the night, I push them back out and I try to squeeze all these bikes in here. I don't want to do it. 2005, I ran into Hugh King at another event. He said, "Hey, I haven't forgotten you, Mr. Klock. You're on my radar." I said, yeah, Hugh, no problem, whatever. I kind of blew it off. And 2006 came, and we had been in this building for about a year, and suddenly somebody came running out back, and I was working on a trailer, and I'll never forget the day, and they're like, "Hugh King's on the phone, Brian, this is it. This is our chance. You got to call him back."
We decided we were going to build a bagger, which is a touring bike with saddlebags and a fairing, and why would you want to race that?
One night, Laura and I were sitting in the office, and it was late, and I said, "We should race it. We should drag race it."
And then right about that time, the movie The World's Fastest Indian was coming out. We had a poster hanging in our office. It was in '06, and thought
it would prove to people we didn't just build a trophy queen. It was something that you could really ride. You can use a bagger, and that's important to me. And she said, "Oh man, that'd be a dream to ride at Bonneville." And I looked at her at that moment. I said, "Well, then you should do it."